Hello, today I'm going to show you this what model is it? It's a Sanyo model VHR 2350. I don't know if you can see it even on this camera, but over here is a date code that says 060886, which probably means June 8th, 1986, which makes this VCR 31 years old. It is only a mono VCR. You can see it has these are the composite audio ins and outs. And here's a switch to switch between channel 3 and 4 on the coaxial. And this VCR is so old. These are VHF and this is UHF. Newer VCRs have eliminated these connections and just have both VHF and UHF in these. Now I'll show you the front. There's an eject button, there's a power button. There was a door right here, but that is missing on here. Stop, fast forward, rewind, play, fast forward, pause, advance, I don't know what that does. Yeah, just normal VCR button. And it has a physical speed selection switch. SP, LP, and EP, this VCR actually calls that by this speed. Calls that speed that which is odd for a VCR from 1986. But it doesn't matter because this thing does have an auto speed detector. Then this is an old VCR and has a digital display. And here is a reset button for the counter. And then this thing has a physical switch to turn the timer on and off. Turns off when you do that, but it even has a TV VCR button. Now let's take a look at the mechanism. This is the mechanism. I really don't know much about this mechanism. If you know some info that I don't know, please let me know. But I had to do quite a few repairs to this VCR. This reel the take-up reel wouldn't move, and when it ejected, it would eat the tape. This thing uses an idler tire, which a lot of older VCRs do use those, and I generally don't like that because they tend to wear out. And that was the case with this one, but I've gone ahead and replaced the idler tire with an O-ring. With a rubber O-ring. Yeah, and there were some breaks here, but I went ahead and removed those because they're not required. They don't need to be there for the VCR to work correctly, and they were just restricting these things too much. But there's still a break over here, and one cool thing is that if you turn this wheel, the counter will go down. It doesn't matter what direction. I'll just reset it, and then there's a channel button. And that's enough talking. Let's actually show the mechanism in action. Let me show you this. Since this mechanism is so old, it will not immediately go into play when I insert a tape. I have to actually press the play button, so let's do that. Now it's playing. Forward search. No reverse search. And press play. Now I'll pause. This has a separate loading rotor. Now let's stop. The tape unloads when you stop it. With the original idler tire, this thing did not turn when I stopped. But with this O-ring, it does stop. So this O-ring is a good replacement for the idler tire. Now we'll eject. Now I'll do some close-ups. We'll show you this carriage gear in action. Now I'll fast forward. Given that this is an 80s VCR, it doesn't go at a really fast speed, but that's kind of expected, because this is an 80s VCR. There were some VCRs from this era that did go faster, but those are kind of like rare. Now we'll rewind. Now with the original, now it will go faster because it's closer to the beginning. One thing I should mention is that with the original idler tire, the fast forward was rather sluggish and it wouldn't even rewind. But with this belt, or with this new O-ring as the tire, it does work very nicely. Now we'll recheck. Now I'm going to show you the bottom side of this mechanism. Okay, so now here's the bottom side of this. Here's the capstan. There are 3 belts total under here. None of the belts are original because the original belts were all misshapen. And that causes problems, so. But the only one that's a belt actually is the capstan because I didn't have the other 2 belts. I didn't have any replacement actual belts that were the right size, so I've done something that I know is not the greatest thing to do, but I have no other choice, and that is replace these 2 belts with rubber bands. See, it's all stretchy, like a rubber band. Oh, having a little issue. Let me fix that. Okay, so I've gotten that taken care of. Now, I'm going to show you the mechanism in action from the bottom side, and I have to have it upside down like this because if I have it on the side, this thing won't be able to turn, and thus it'll either this reel won't turn, or it'll eat the tape. So I have to do it from the underside. Now we'll press play, and these motors will turn. Here's the Capstan belt. Now here's a forward search. Now here's reverse search. I'll play again. Now here is the unloading from the bottom side. This turns, and then you see these things move down, unloading the tape. And then, now I'll show you the fast forward. And there it is spinning. Now I'll rewind. Now those things turn when you switch positions. I'm gonna let it auto stop. Now we'll eject. And I guess that's enough for showing. That's enough appreciating the mechanism. Now let's gonna hook this thing up to the TV. Alright, now I have it hooked up to my TV. Now I can show you the quality of the picture. Oh, there's the counter. I've done a bit. I'll insert the tape. And I'll fast forward a little bit. Now we'll play. But before I say that, the quality is not that great. I don't know how well you can see it, but I would never use this as a primary VCR. It has a physical tracking knob, and I've tracked it to the best. If I don't track it, it does that. It even has it's selected to select soft and sharp, and I keep it halfway in between because if I turn it all the way to soft, the picture gets to soft. The picture is blurry, and when I turn it all the way to sharp, the picture is grainy. So this is the best in between. The switch does nothing because it has an auto speed detector, and this just changes the tape recording speed. Now I'll stop that. And now that'll close this out. Bye.